Well, good morning. It is Tuesday, January 26th, and we are gathered for our morning devotion. Today's comes from Psalm 104, and it's titled, God the Creator and Provider. Bless the Lord, O my soul. O my Lord, you are very great. You are clothed with honor and majesty, wrapped in light as a garment. You stretch out the heavens like a tent. You set the beams of your chambers on the waters. You make the clouds your chariot. You ride on the wings of the wind. You make the clouds your messengers, fire and flame your ministers. You set the earth on its foundations so that it shall never be shaken. You cover with the deep as with a garment. The water stood above the mountains. At your rebuke they flee. At the sound of your thunder they take to flight. They rose up to the mountains, ran down the valleys to the place that you appointed for them. You set a boundary that they may not pass, so that they might not again cover the earth. You make the springs gush forth in the valley. They flow between the hills, giving drink to every wild animal. The wild asses quench their thirst. By the streams, the birds of the air have their habitations. They sing among the branches. From your lofty abode you water the mountains. The earth is satisfied with the fruits of your work. You cause the grass to grow from the castle and plants for people's use, to bring forth food from the earth, and wine gladden the human hearts, the oil to make their faces shine, and bread to strengthen the human hearts. The trees of the Lord are watered abundantly, the cedars of Lebanon that they planted. In them the birds build their nests. The stork has its home in the fir trees. The high mountains are for the wild goats. The rocks are the refuge for the conies. You have made the moon the mark of seasons. The sun knows its time for setting. You make darkness and it is night. When all the animals of forest come creeping out, the lions roar for their prey, seeking their food from God. When the sun rises, they withdraw and lie down in their dens. People go out to their work and their labor until evening. O Lord, how manifold are your works. In wisdom you have made them all. The earth is full of your creatures. Yonder is the sea, great and wide. Creeping things innumerable are there, living things both great and small. There go the ships, the Leviathan that was formed, and sport to it. These all look to you, to give them their food in due season. When you give them up, they gather up. When you open your hand, they are filled with good things. When you hide your face, they are dismayed. When you take away their breath, they die and return to their dust. When you send forth your spirit, they are created, and you renew the face of the ground. May the glory of the Lord endure forever. May the Lord rejoice in his works, who looks on the earth and it trembles, who touches the mountains as they smoke. I will sing to the Lord as long as I live. I will sing praises to my God while I have being. May my meditation be pleasing to him, for I rejoice in the Lord. Let sinners be consumed from the earth, and let the wicked be no more. Bless the Lord, O my soul. Praise be the Lord. And so what we have before us is kind of a prayer from whoever happened to write this, David or Solomon or whoever. It's a prayer to God talking about the greatness of God and all that God has done and all that God has created. And mostly we focus on the things that God has provided for us, but this is talking about how the birds find their food and how in places and where they build their nests. And how every wild animal is a function of another wild animal, and how they quench their thirst because the Lord has provided water, and how they move amongst each other, going from place to place to grow and to find food so that they can be God's creatures. It's a reminder to us that this world is not just about us, it's about all living creatures, the birds, the stork, the moon, the rivers, the mountains, the seas, all the animals, the lions. They are all creatures created by God from the dust of the earth. And God has dominion over that and created all of this beauty. And friends, we take that for granted sometimes. We really do. We look upon these things as just things of nature, but when we recall the works of God and how God has created all of this, we can't stop, or we can't stand but to stop and say, my God, how great you are. You are very great, is the word that the psalmist writes. How God created all of this. How great is our God.